14 years ago, I started my YouTube channel just using a phone, a blank wall, and some daylight. I've come a long way from that time, and over the years have improved the quality of my videos. So in this live stream, I'm going to be talking about top 5 things you can do to make better quality videos that lead to more views, more subscribers and leads, and an increase in the growth of your channel. My name is Herman Drost, and my channel is all about how to grow your audience on YouTube so you can generate traffic, leads, and sales 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on autopilot. It just takes one video to do well, and you just invest once, and then if that video does well, that can generate traffic for years to come. And then you multiply that by tens or even hundreds of videos, and you get a continually automatic traffic stream that works for you over and over. I have a question for you today. What's one thing that improved the quality of your YouTube videos? What's the maybe biggest thing for those that have already started a YouTube channel or have been growing a channel for weeks, months, or years? What's one thing that made the biggest difference? Put that in the chat, and if you're watching a replay, put that in the comments. So I just want to, here was it's about 13 years ago. This was on the left is my first video. I just kind of, grabbed my phone and went outside. I think it must have been during autumn. And I wrote out a script and I read it word for word. So I had more here then too. So this, looking at this one and then, looking at the right afterwards is how I film my videos. Now, mostly from my office, but sometimes I like to go outside and enjoy nature and do it out there. But I've improved a lot throughout the years. If you looked at some of my previous, my earliest videos, then I'd probably cringe if I watched them. And you probably do too, compared to the ones I'm doing now. But, it's, you're always trying to improve. So on this live stream, we're going to be talking about some of the top ways that you could improve the quality of your videos. So let's dive into that. Let's first talk about content, because if you don't come up with a great topic that your audience loves, then they're not going to watch your video. So here are some content tips. So you want to definitely create content your audience wants to watch. So mostly, you want to tap into the biggest problems that your audience faces, what's their burning questions, and answer them in your video. So you could, usually when people start off a YouTube channel, especially with local businesses, I ask them to, write down maybe the top 10 or 20 most often questions from their audience, from their customers, and then make videos about it. So the question you should ask, who is your ideal viewer or who is your ideal subscriber? And then make a profile of that particular person. So when you're creating content, maybe create content for your ideal subscriber. It could just be that one person that you picture in your mind, and approximate age they are, what interests they have, and what problems and desires they are thinking about, and so the solutions that you can provide to their problems. So if you can hit that nail on the head, you have a great chance of your video doing well, providing all the other factors are in alignment, your thumbnail, your title, description, tags, etc. And then usually what I do is I'll create that list of content ideas, thinking about a particular series. So you come up with like a hot topic, and then you'll break that down into a bunch of subtopics and thinking of a series. Because when you think of a series, then you can put that series into a playlist, and you can put that on your channel homepage. You can link to that playlist in a card or an end screen, pin it to the top of your comments, put it in the description, and this will provide a way which your viewers can watch multiple videos over and over, multiple videos at once, which sends a signal to the YouTube algorithm. This person's very interested in your content, and therefore the algorithm will surface more videos to that person and get them coming back to watch more of your videos. So you want that free promotion. So last week I talked about how you can get that free promotion from YouTube. So if you get that free promotion through YouTube search, YouTube suggested, from your home screen, etc., then that is the key to successful growth of your YouTube channel. So when it comes to content, you want to use those keyword phrases people are already searching for on YouTube. So if you put your main keyword phrase into the YouTube search box, then you'll get that suggestions from YouTube, and these suggestions are based upon what people are already typing into the YouTube search engine. So this sends a signal. This shows to you that these topics are of interest and people are actively searching for them. So you're using that to tap into the mind of your target audience. And then if you have keyword research tools like Keywords Everywhere and TubeBuddy, then these can help you more rapidly find the correct keywords. So I use Keywords Everywhere. This gives you the search volume and the cost per click immediately in the YouTube search engine, and TubeBuddy will give you a search engine optimization score that you're looking for excellent or very good, and this will immediately tell you that this particular keyword phrase is worthwhile to go after, make a video about, and the potential is there for it to rank on the first page of YouTube. And that's what you want. If you can get your content, your videos ranked on the first page, then it's more likely that you'll attract a lot of traffic. So using if you don't have TubeBuddy, I highly recommend upgrading from the free version to the pro version or the star version, and then you'll be able to research a lot more keywords and get a lot of other features. Now, if you want to get a discount on the upgraded version, you can use Herman's Buddies, a promo code. That'll get you 20% off. So then usually what I do is I'll plan out the content with a video script. So with a video script, basically the idea is when I first started off building a YouTube channel, then I would memorize the whole script. So I'll memorize, say, 2 or 3 lines, look down at the script, and I'll speak the words again, look down, speak the words, look down. And that's how I'd go through it. Nowadays, because I know the content so well, I'll just write a series of bullet points, and from there I can just speak kind of extemporaneously from the top of my head about the content that I wish to share. So Some people use teleprompters. Some people just read the script, memorize the script. I highly recommend using a video script because it helps you to stay on track, helps you to stop rambling, and you want to keep a fast-paced video with going through all the points you wish to make. So a script is highly desirable and a great way to stay on track, stop waffling, and have a fast-paced video. And then you want to also institute multiple hooks throughout your content to keep viewers watching, because the watch time, the average view duration, the audience retention means you're keeping people watching all the way through. So to do that, if you have like a 10-minute video, maybe every 2 or 3 minutes, you can tell people, hey, what's coming up, later I'm going to be talking about this particular point, so keep watching so you can learn about this particular feature. So you can add multiple hooks throughout your video to keep the interest of the viewers, because people these days have very short attention span. So we'll talk about that later. See how I use that cue there. So there's some of the content tips. Next is video structure. So I mentioned about having a video script, and this helps you to have a kind of a great structure to your video that will bring viewers on a journey through your video. So number one, you want to start off with a hook. So the hook is, you could ask a question, you could make a bold statement, you could shock people, you could entertain people, or you could tease people. So a tease would be, in this video, I'm going to share 5 tips on how to make better quality videos. But at the end, stay tuned to the end, because the last tip is something that will blow you away. So something that, so and then while you're giving that teaser, you can even show different things, that would apply to the video. So instead of telling people, you could show quick clips of what you're going to show later in the video. So this would be your hook, because in the first 10 or 15 seconds, it's so crucial to grab that person's attention. And if you keep them watching in the first 15, 20 or 30 seconds, it's more likely that that person's going to keep watching all the way through the video. And then if you can keep 50% of your viewers watching all the way through, then there's a higher probability that that video is going to be showing up in suggested videos, which are the videos that appear on the right side of the watch page, and the videos that appear in the YouTube app under the video that you're watching. So, and that's free if you can get free promotion, then that's the best, because it saves you trying to promote your video all over the net yourself. So the second one is your intro. So the intro should be very short. Could be a bumper, it could be flashing your logo. It could be asking people to, inviting people to subscribe. So subscribe to my channel so you can get more content like this. You could also mention the main benefits of subscribing to your channel, but you want to keep it short, to the point. And lately I've been moving my invitation later in the video rather than at the beginning of the video. So providing more deeper content to the audience and then inviting them to subscribe. So in your main content, which is the main meat of your video, you want to share the main points, or go take that deeper dive into your content. And then while you're providing the main content, you can also show other ways that you can reset the attention of the viewer, which I'll talk about later. And at the end of the video, you're going to offer that call to action. So watch my next video. Stay tuned for more content. Click the link in the description. Download my free checklist. So all these calls to action, but I highly recommend asking people to watch the next video and then linking to another video, linking to a playlist, so you have a high probability of that video appearing in suggested videos, because people are spending a longer watch time, not just watching one video, but watching 2, 3, or even 4 videos. On her Asian American focus, saying most intros aggravate me, especially if it's more than a few seconds. It's like people pretend to be TV stars and people want to see them dancing around or acting goofy. Yeah, I think that it can be very irritating. That's why I say, keep the intro short and to the point, or you can experiment with removing the intro altogether and then look at your audience retention. If you remove the intro, look at your audience retention graph, maybe people, you don't see a dip, but instead you see a spike. So that means maybe you shouldn't add an intro at all. So it's something worth experimenting with, is to keep your intro short, have no intro, or asking people to subscribe later on the video or at the end of the video. So that's your basic video structure. There's other ways that people do it. Some people go straight into the main content, but I think that having a hook at the beginning, you definitely want to try to grab people's attention in that first 15, 20 seconds. Video gear. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I was just, 14 years ago, I was just using the phone, a blank wall, or going outside, and then just using the daylight, etc. So over the years, I've upgraded my video gear. So generally when people start a YouTube channel, then I just recommend do the best with what you currently own, especially because phones these days have great cameras. Like I think the iPhone 11, I think they came out with a new one recently too that's not as expensive as $1,000, but I think it even shoots with 4K. I still have the 6S, which is pretty old, and planning to upgrade, but like the iPhone 11, I think you can even shoot in 4K. So do the best with what you currently own. You could also use a webcam, which you can plug directly into your computer. You don't have to worry about batteries or something. You can go as long as you like, etc. So, but I started off with a phone, and then I upgraded different phones and use a webcam, etc. Then eventually, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I should. Yeah. So here, this is what I'm using now, the EOS Canon M50, and it definitely improved the quality of my videos. So when I went from the phone, I think I was just using the 6S, then I purchased the Canon M50. Then I saw a marked improvement in the quality of my videos, and my viewers did too. And sometimes and this is really funny, because you kind of fall in love with your videos and you think, oh, everything's fine, until And this is why you want to get feedback from other people that give you an honest opinion about your videos, because a lot of people say, hey, great video, and a lot of compliments, but sometimes, getting honest feedback might upset you. You might feel hurt even because you invested so much time into your videos. But if somebody's telling you the truth, how you can improve your content, improve your videos, then it's definitely worth listening to them. So when I upgraded to a camera, a Canon camera, it definitely improves the quality of the video. And then I also upgraded my audio. So I was using kind of like a $20 microphone for the phone, and I used it for probably 2 or 3 years until I upgraded to like the Smart Lav Plus microphone. That was for my phone, and I can also use this with an adapter for, I don't know if you can see that, for the camera. So you have like, I don't know if you can see that, but you have the you just plug that into your phone or the camera, and then you have like an adapter as well. So, and it's a great microphone. It's like $70 or $80 or so, called a Rode Smart Lav Plus microphone. And Rode actually has wireless microphones and all kinds of microphones, but it's a really great product. So I highly recommend it. So do the best of what you can. It could be your webcam, it could be your phone, and but if you want to look for a camera that's good, I think the Canon M50 is good. I think it's up. New cameras come out all the time, but you want to just use a great camera. Okay, and something about audio. So this is the Movo VXR10 microphone that sits on top of my camera. So I just put it on the shoe on top of the camera. It's got a shock mount, windscreen, and it mounts directly on my camera. And then, as you go outside, then the windscreen helps with the wind and cuts down the outside noise. So that's a great microphone for the camera. And I mentioned the Rode Smart Lav Plus microphone, which I just showed you. And then for live streams, which I'm using now, is the Blue Snowball. So it's a Blue Snowball USB mic, plugs directly into my computer, no battery is needed, and provides great sound. So I mentioned previously that I was using like a $20 mic for many years until I upgraded to the Rode Smart Lav Plus microphone, then now using the Movo VXR10. Pram said, I shoot on my iPhone 11 currently with 4K. Yeah, that's an amazing camera. And Miriam's saying I use a smartphone as well. And Asian American saying I use my cell phone, Samsung Galaxy 10. So yeah, people using lots of different mics there. Okay, let's talk about lighting. I mentioned about do the best of what you have at the beginning. So if you start a YouTube channel, you could just use the light coming through from the window, or you could film outside. And when you film outside, and I've done this many times, don't film at midday sunshine, because the sun is directly above you. It's very strong, very harsh, and it's very difficult to get a decent light. So you get too much light, you get your video will be too exposed. Now the way around that, I should have showed you, but a way around that is to put a neutral density filter on your camera. So if you have like a Canon camera, you could put a filter. Oh, it's like sunglasses. You put the like sunglasses over the camera lens, and then you can. It cuts down the quality a bit, but it definitely avoids overexposing your video. And then if you don't have great lighting, when you're filming at night or something, then I recommend getting the ring light. There's a newer on the left here. You got the newer ring light, and this one I'm using now. You can dim the light. You can turn it down, turn it up, and basically I've got it right now facing directly in front of me, so it shines. Kind of shines the light right across my face. And before that, I was just using a couple of soft boxes, which you see on the right here. I didn't have the ring light, and so I put a softbox to the left, softbox to the right, and sometimes a softbox at the back. So what I'm using now, I use the ring light in front, and then one softbox over here, and another softbox on the right at 45-degree angles, and that sort of fills in the shadows that may be on your face. So it's called three-point lighting system. So generally a three-point lighting system is where you have one that's lighting your face, another light that's filling in the shadows, so you don't have shadows across your face, and then, which I don't have today, you have a hair light, so that might be above your head or to the back of you, that separates yourself from the foreground, and has defines you from your background. So that's the three-point lighting system, and sometimes it's not easy to set up and get right, so you have to experiment with it. But the three-point lighting system is sort of the general go-to lighting system that you can use. So the newer ring light, Cowboy, Studio softbox setup, you can just look for it on Amazon, is great. So what lighting are you guys and girls using currently? Do you go outside? Do you have one light, two lights? Let me know in the chat what you're using. Okay, moving on along, backdrops. So when I started my channel, I thought just, you just need a wall at the back. And even when I started my live streams, I just had like a light green wall at the back. And now I look at my old live streams, I kind of cringe because it looks so plain and so boring. So to avoid the boringness, you can actually purchase a wall hanger, like a tapestry wall hanging, which I'm using today. It's just like an old wood, because I like, I'm into natural look, natural, the environment, etc. So I like the wood look. I had a brick wall before that, but if you go to dresslily.com, you can find wall hangings there that look like an office, bookshelf, old fences, all kinds of backdrops. So you can, and then it looks so natural. So like today, you might think that's like real wood, but it's actually just a tapestry wall hanging. But it transforms your background. And ideally, when you're coming to a backdrop, you want the backdrop to represent something about yourself. So it could be mugs, it could be pictures, paintings, plants, all different things. So whatever represents maybe your character. Some people get into Star Wars, Star Wars helmets and things like that. So, but you definitely want to have not a busy backdrop. You want a clean backdrop that doesn't distract people from watching you, but it does help to make your videos more interesting. Yeah, the Asian American said, well, his wall hanging look amazing, but I don't think I'd pay all that to get one. Actually, the wall hangings, they cost like $20. So it's like 8 by 6 or something like that. So pretty cheap. Ali's saying, I just used the window and changed the brightness in my iMovie edit. So yeah, Windows are great. I mean, natural light's probably the best. Okay, let's talk about filming and delivery. So if you want to make better quality videos, a big part of it is how you film the video. So we talked about the gear, the lighting, the sound, getting that all right. So a lot goes into making a better video, a better quality video, but how you film it, how you deliver the content is also a big factor when it comes to increasing the quality. So let's look at some of these tips. Usually what I do is I'll film a test shot before recording the whole video. So sometimes you don't have the mic plugged in, or you have it plugged in but the sound is not turned up, or you have it, so many times I've been out, recorded a video and the sound has been muffled, or it has been non-existent. So do a test shot before recording. And so you might record for an hour and then you play it back and there's no sound. So that's very disheartening. Look into the lens instead of the flip screen. So if you're looking at a camera, generally you have the flips, like on the Canon M50, you have a flip screen. So it's easy to look at the flip screen instead of the lens, but you want to look directly into the lens. And if you're using a phone, then you want to see where the lens is on your phone. And then when you're filming with your phone, if it's the top right, then look at the top right, which means you're looking into the lens. So you can even make a little mark on your phone, where the lens is. So look into the lens, and then if you have an autofocus mode, then that's very helpful too. So for instance, like when I showed this box, then my camera could automatically focus in on the camera. So, and then focus back towards me. So that autofocus mode is really handy if you're filming out and about. And another thing is filming segments. So you might film for like 3 to 5 minutes, like film a segment of your video, stop the camera, and then film another segment. So this one is that it reduces the heaviness of the video clip. So like, if you film for like an hour, that particular video file may be difficult to edit because it might be like 20 gigabytes. But if you film in a section, then it might only be 500 megabytes or 1 gigabyte. So it'd be won't be such a load on your computer. Of course, if you have a powerful computer, then probably no problem. But if you're filming a segment, then it's easier to edit too, because sometimes when you film like a whole hour, you've forgotten what you did in the first segment or second segment. But you film in segments, then you can just bring those segments together. And also you could change locations. You could film a segment, change location, film another segment, change location or change position, and film another segment. So you can kind of mix it up a bit, because you want to reset the attention of your viewers and get that high audience retention in your videos. So it makes it easier to edit. Another thing is you want to place your camera at eye level. So you don't want to have your camera too high up or too far down, but have it at eye level so that you connect with your viewers. And then also you want to frame your shot. So if you've heard of the rule of thirds, it's like splitting up your frame into thirds, and then you might be on your first third, or in the middle, or off to the side. So the whole idea of rule of thirds is that you're framing your shot in a way that is appealing to your viewers. But you also want, another thing there is you don't want to have too much space above your head. So if I can demonstrate that, let's see. Yeah, so if I went all the way down, I'll go down like this, got too much space above my head, and then you don't want to have like this, so you're cutting off your head. And then the rule of thirds is like, you'll be off to the right on my side, off to the left on your side, or to the other side. So changing positions is great, because it helps to kind of mix up the flow of your video, reset people's attention. So that's just some tips about there. But even now, probably I could just move. If I move forward a bit, then I can, get that, close that 2 inches above my head. Then also in your editing, you can kind of reframe the shot as well. Also, you want to show instead of just telling. So instead of just talking all the time, you want to show what you're talking about. So in that case, if you're showing like how to train a dog, then you don't want to just talk about it, but show, showing clips of how you're training your dog. When it comes to delivery, then your video camera tends to take away some of the energy. It reduces the energy. So you want to maybe raise the volume a little bit. What you normally talk, if you're talking with a friend or your wife or your husband, then you talk in a kind of just a lower tone voice. But on camera, you want to be a little more almost over enthusiastic, or be raise the volume and be more excited, etc., than you would normally. So the idea of that is to raise your energy. Then when it comes to your video, it decreases the energy and it'll come across as normal. So in that case, just elevate your energy when you're making your videos. You also want to intonate in your delivery. So I tend to be a person that kind of speaks very sort of like one tone when I'm in conversation. So almost you have to do like an actor and make sure you intonate the words, pause, make pauses, don't speak too rapidly. So you want to pace the flow of your video. So maybe when you're making a great point, like I mentioned about increasing your energy. So like I put a pause there instead of going, flat out into the next point. So when you make a point, you could pause, then make your next point. So that's a way of pacing the video, making it flow. You also want to smile. I don't smile enough, so you could I wouldn't say tell a joke, but you could do something that helps you to smile more. So maybe you can put a note on your computer. And then also you want to relax before you shoot your video. You want to relax and also come across authentically. So let me know in the chat or in the comments, what are some of the things you do to relax before you shoot the video? Sometimes I'll play some music, maybe I'll do some exercise, some meditation, or something like that. So, but you don't want to be, kind of like too serious or robot-like, and you definitely want to be relaxed. So it's kind of like swimming. If you're swimming and you're uptight and very anxious about swimming, then you're not going to win the race. But when you're relaxed, having a great time, having fun, then there's a greater chance that you'll do better in the swim race. I found the same because I taught martial arts for several years, and when you're doing free sparring, then if you were relaxed, then it's easier to block and be able to avoid your opponent, what they were throwing at you. So relaxation applies in filming your videos as well. Changing positions. So instead of filming a video especially talking head videos can be very boring. So that's why you want to mix it up by changing the position. You could change the angle of the camera. You could change location. You could, while you're talking, you could also bring in some B-roll, some video clips, what you're talking about, etc. So you want to really mix it up so instead of just talking all the way through the video, these days, the quality, like when I started in 2006, you could easily rank your videos. You didn't have much competition as you do now, because now you have hundreds of people that are coming on, that are making YouTube videos. Especially in my niche, there's more and more people, more and more competition. The quality of the videos is higher. So especially in 2020, you have to level up the quality of videos, your delivery, your presentation, and your video gear to compete, to stand out and to differentiate yourself from your competitors. I also mentioned about taking several high-resolution photos for your custom thumbnail. So a custom thumbnail shot should be high resolution, so that if you're using your face in the thumbnail, you want to get, you can even get a professional photographer to take a whole bunch of shots. But generally what I do is, like, while I'm filming the video, then I'll take several shots, just switch the camera to photo mode, and then then I'll take some different shots of myself and use that. Or you could do a photo shoot of yourself and just take 20, 30, or 40 photos. And a lot of them find a lot of them that you shoot don't really look good. So you're only going to choose from a few of those that look great. And then you can ask your wife, your friend, or somebody else, which photo makes you look the best. So instead of just yourself, just ask somebody else for feedback, and they might give you some pointers. So make sure you take high resolution photos for your thumbnail if you appear in the thumbnail. Chris saying, I found my videos, if I set the camera back far enough, it gives me room to zoom in and out during editing, making it appear that I'm using more than one. Is that more than one camera, or? But that's, yeah, that's a great tip. Okay, so that's about filming and delivery tips. Let's talk about video editing. So I think Ali was saying that she uses iMovie, and iMovie has progressed over the years. A lot of people use it because it's free for the Mac. It's a free app that you can use on your phone, and it's great free editing software. It has a lot of, it's what I used at the beginning, because I was using my phone when I first started a YouTube channel, and I just used the iMovie app, because with the iMovie app, you can trim the video, you can add different clips, and you can just do it all from your phone. So it's really great. But nowadays I use ScreenFlow, which is also for the Mac. It's like $129, and if you pay an extra $60 a year, you can get stock video clips, like stock video footage, stock video images, stock images, stock music, and you can just drop it straight onto the timeline. So it saves a lot of time going out onto free music sites or free stock video footage sites, because they have provided already. So let's look at some of the video editing tips. They say that a great video is made in the edit. So when you're filming, you also want to think about your editing. So the whole point of video editing is that you're having a fast-paced video that keeps people's attention, because if you can keep people's attention, then this means that there's a higher probability that your videos are going to appear in YouTube suggested videos. So adding graphics, adding transitions, using props like I showed you today, and then cropping in, so you crop in, crop out. It's all different ways that you can sort of move things around to reset the attention. And then you want to cut the fluff. So sometimes you're rambling in your video, so you want to cut out, where you repeat yourself, where you're rambling, etc. And this is something I learned even just recently, maybe last year or two, to do reverse editing. So when you've finished, like if you're filming for like an hour, all in one take, for instance, then instead of starting from the beginning, you start at the end. So and then edit from the end to the beginning. So the reason for doing this is that you might do 4 takes in while you're filming, then your last take is the best take. So if you do reverse editing, you quickly come across your last take, and then you can quickly eliminate your 3 or 4 takes that you did at the beginning. So this saves a lot of time, because if you start at the beginning, you have to go through those 4 or 5 takes before you come to your last take, and then you're wasting all that time going through all those different takes. So reverse editing will save you a lot of time in an editing process. Jump cuts. So this, instead of continuing with the edit, when you continue with the edits, you want to do jump cuts, which basically means you're, say, like sometimes when you start off filming, you'll take a deep breath, like use jump cuts, so that you cut out the where you take a breath and you go straight into use jump cuts, and then you might do a couple of fast breaths at the end. You can eliminate that, or you might say and then you cut out the ums, and so you can quickly jump from one. Say if you are making coffee, you could jump quickly to going to get the coffee, to pouring the coffee, to drinking the coffee. So jump, 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 instead of showing the long process or you walking to the coffee pot, etc. So this can be faster paced, and it becomes a more beautiful experience and consuming experience for the viewer. Adding music. So music can set the scene for your video and make it easier to consume your content. So if the music matches the scenes in your video, so when you cut to a scene or talk about something, you could match the music to the scene, and then that can creates kind of an atmosphere. You're setting the atmosphere for that particular scene. So if you have multiple different types of music or a certain music track, this can create a certain atmosphere which helps to the viewer to consume your content and also reinforce them to subscribe to your videos. So it just, not in a huge way necessarily, but it could elevate the quality of your content just a little bit to make it more consumable. Using keyboard shortcuts also will help to speed up the editing process. So whatever editing software you use, you could learn the shortcuts, and then you can just quickly speed up the editing process. And then exporting your video, export it at the highest quality possible, and then review your video before you upload it. So you might want to show it to your wife, your husband, to your friend, get some feedback, and ask, is there something I should eliminate? Is there something I should add? Would you watch this video, etc. So sometimes it's easy to fall in love with your own video, but when you get feedback, honest feedback, then this can only help but improve your future videos. Okay, here are some tips for making better videos. Set a goal in the next 90 days to improve something about your videos. It could be the lighting, it could be the sound, it could be a backdrop, it could be the delivery of your video, it could be the resetting the attention, using B-roll or graphics or transitions. Study other creators that are in your niche and ask yourself what you like about that particular video, and maybe you want to incorporate some motion graphics or changing positions, changing locations, etc. So and then you're going to study your analytics and see the changes that you made. Did it make a difference? So over several weeks or over the next 3 months, you could do a comparison. You can just go into YouTube Analytics and you can use the advanced mode to do a comparison of your videos before 3 months and then at the end of 3 months. So like when it's December, you could look at all those videos that you did from September to December compared to the ones from before September. And then you can compare them side by side and see if there's a higher click-through rate, higher audience retention, higher average view duration. So this is a great way to improve the quality of your video content, and as a result, you'll get more views and subscribers. So ask for feedback from your audience. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, you can go to facebook.com/2videobootcamp/groups, and join the group there to get feedback on ask questions, etc. And as I mentioned, track the video performance YouTube analytics to identify the elements you need to work on. So if you have low audience retention, work on a higher audience retention. If you have a low click-through rate, maybe try to improve the design of your thumbnails to boost that click-through rate. So if you improve your click-through rate or your audience retention by 1%, that can make a huge difference to the growth of your channel. YouTube channel checklist. So I did a live stream, I think a couple of weeks ago, on all the things, all the settings that you could use on your channel to manage your channel and things you need to work on. So if you haven't seen that video, then I'll put that link in the description and I'll add it to the end screen. This is the thumbnail here. So YouTube channel checklist.